mascara? Why is everyone like... Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Krista and today I'm going to be showing you my 5-minute mommy makeup. First off, I want to say I did time this yesterday to see if it actually took me 5 minutes, and it did. Do I actually always do my makeup in this much of a rush? No, but as a new mom, I am learning that sometimes you only have 5 minutes. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys what I do, impart some of my tips and tricks, hopefully, for a beautiful, natural, glowy look. I am going to take my time a little bit more in today's video so that I can give you those tips. So this might not be totally 5 minutes, but with that said, let's do some makeup. One thing that I have learned from being a fairy and doing makeup at 0 o'clock in the morning is that if you want to do your makeup really fast, you should lay out everything that you need right in front of you. I don't do that every day, but if you really want to be quick, then be like, concealer, mascara, blah, blah, done. Now, one more thing before we get started, I do want to say that the easiest way to do natural, pretty quick makeup is to have your skin already be looking nice. I have a few breakouts, but I'm doing pretty good right now, and that is thanks to vitamin C serum. I swear to you, I know I talk about this all the time, but ever since I started using a vitamin C serum, my skin has been so much better and it is so much easier to feel confident when you don't have breakouts everywhere. I'm currently using this one from True Skin. You can really tell what it is from the label. I don't know what happened to this label. I got this on Amazon. It was on sale, so it was pretty affordable, and I'll link it down below. But my other favorite is by Tree of Life, and I'll link that one too. So skincare is on. If you use a nice, really moisturizing moisturizer, then you can have kind of a tacky feel, and then that doubles as your primer. So the first thing that I do is concealer. I'm really liking this Candid Concealer from Revlon, but it is super natural. I just do a couple dots anywhere that I want to brighten up or anywhere that I have acne. Sometimes I go up my nose too if I want to brighten that up. And then we just pat. Probably a fancy person would do this with a beauty blender or a brush, and sometimes I do, but honestly I think it works better to just pat it in with your fingers. Your finger is the best beauty blender. Ooh, my other tip for you with concealer, although I don't know if this works if you're on the 5-minute timer, let it sit for a second once you apply it, because if it dries just a little bit, then you'll get better coverage. Also, I start right in with concealer because for me, whenever I use foundation, it just makes my skin look like I'm wearing makeup and it makes my skin look worse. So I prefer to just conceal the spots that I want concealed and put powder on top. Ooh, also, while we are doing our face stuff, put on some chapstick just to get your lips moisturized. So let's keep moving. I like to set my concealer with some powder. Right now I'm using the Maybelline Full Coverage Super Stay. It's supposed to be a powder foundation, but I just use it to set a little bit. Oh, this isn't the brush I use. I just pat it on really lightly, probably barely at all. I think it does give a little bit of coverage and evens out the skin too. Hard to talk and do this at the same time. On to the bronzer and blush. I am using the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. It smells like heaven. This is a little bit more pricey than normal drugstore stuff, but even though it is a bit more pricey, I would recommend using it because it's not a sparkly bronzer at all. It's very matte, and that makes it super easy to apply. And when you can apply something easily, then it makes things go a lot faster. I'm just putting it on my cheekbones right here, and then I also like to do just a little bit up here around my hairline. Not that you can see it because my bangs cover. The other trick that I do is I always put it right here underneath my chin. For blush, I am using the Butter Blush today in the shade Vintage Rouge. I like this one because, again, it's matte, so it's super easy to apply and blend, but it is more expensive. So my fantastic budget option is from Wet n Wild. It is the Color Icon blush in Pearlescent Pink, and this is said to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm. It's just super sparkly and pretty. Actually, maybe I'll use this one. So just dabbing in a tiny bit, and then I actually wipe it off on the edge of the product just to make sure I don't like, you know, give myself a sunburn. And then I learned recently to put the blush pretty high on the cheekbone. I was putting it like a little lower down here and it just really dragged my face down. So yeah, I've been trying to put it just a little bit higher and just do more of like a dab and actually set the blush where I want it as opposed to like, you know, making that check mark. Okay, I like blush, but let's say that we went fast and we went a little too far. We need to blend. What I do is I just kind of like wipe off any place that I don't want to be blushy. So right here should not have blush, right here. Underneath the eyes, I do like a little swish. And then I kind of carve out the bottom here. I mean, I'm not really carving, I'm not doing any fancy contour or anything, but I'm just brushing off the extra bronzer and blush and making sure that it's not going too far down my cheek. If you did get too much blush and bronzer down here, you can always dip back into your powder and just like do a little sweep to kind of lighten it up so it's not dragging your cheeks down. This is 5-minute makeup, so we don't really have time for eyeshadow, but if you're just feeling like you want to do something to make your eyes stand out besides mascara, we will get to that. Here's a little trick. You just take your bronzer, whatever was left on your bronzer brush or on your blush brush, and then you're just going to sweep it on your eye. It's super simple. It just gives you a little bit of color. The other trick that I do, which may be kind of gross, is if you did eyeshadow another day and you have your little blender brush with extra shadow on it, just use this. You just do a little swipe for yourself here. There's probably something left on it, so put that in the crease and you have some more dimension for your eyes. But we just swiped bronzer and blush and everything all over our eyes, and so afterwards I always go like this, just to make sure that it's not dragging down again, slash if there's a harsh line of eyeshadow, it's always kind of nice to just rub it in a little bit. Okay, there's one more thing that I do. I don't do this for every 5-minute makeup day, but I just want to show you guys because I'm in love with this highlighter. It's from Wet n Wild. It's a loose highlighter, which I was like, ooh, loose highlighter, that's gonna be messy and frustrating and take longer to use. This one is so good. My one tip for you with this is it does have one of those sifter lids, so I just left the plastic on. I only peeled up like a tiny bit, so instead of all the powder being in the cap all the time, then just a little bit comes out and I just dab it into the lid, swirl it around, tap it off, and apply it to my face. You can put it anywhere that you want a little glow. I like to do the top of my cheekbones like this. I kind of do a swipe and then I also do a round swirl with it. Maybe a little dot on the nose, possibly. Okay, and also, we didn't have any time to do sparkles on the eyes, but we can do a little highlighter lift on the brow bone. This one is so finely milled that like it barely even needs to be blended. Like, can you see how beautiful it is? Highly recommend. And this is in the shade I'm So Lit. Now, if I were only going to use one makeup product for the rest of forever, I would 100% choose mascara. I just feel like for me, it is so nice to have big long lashes. It just makes my eyes feel awake. So I do spend a good portion of my 5 minutes putting on mascara because, at least for me, I can't just swipe it on, like it won't do it justice. I'm currently using this So Fierce Big Bad Lash from Revlon. It's not bad, but my other go-tos are Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, or even more budget friendly is the Great Lash from Maybelline, but make sure that you get the one with the wiry plastic looking brush, not the one with the bristle brush. Does that make sense? Okay, so here is my mascara process. The first coat is just for kind of getting the lashes coated. So I start in the middle to end and I just swipe back and forth like this. This is kind of building it up, but they're still pretty thin, right? Like they have some length, they have some mascara on them, but they're still pretty thin. So then my trick is I go on top and I kind of roll it on to give them more volume. This works especially well with the ones on the side. Yes, so much more volume. And if anything gets like clumped at the end, then I just go back through and I comb it out. It's just a huge difference for me, like between this and this. I love a big open eye lash look. Whenever I'm getting my makeup done professionally, like if I'm doing a photo shoot or if I'm doing on-camera work, I feel like whenever they do my lashes, it's just shoop, shoop, and it's like a very sad lash with like barely any mascara on it. So maybe doing your mascara like this isn't actually the right way to do it, but it's just the look that I like. If you have a lash like this that isn't really building up, then sometimes what helps is to just wait a second, let it dry down a little bit, and then apply a second coat. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, it built up a lot on this side. Do you guys have like a side of your lashes that are like so much easier to build up than the other side? Because right now these are my good lashes and these ones are like having a little bit of trouble. We're pretty much done here. The only thing left to do is lips. Lately what I've been super into is just doing a gloss, and this gloss is so beautiful. I heard it compared to the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fessy, I think, which is like the really popular one that everyone loves. This is by Revlon and it's called Rosy Future. If you don't know that trick, it's just to get the lipstick or gloss or whatever out from inside your mouth. And that, my friends, is our full look. Wait, hold on. This is always the final thing that I do when I'm doing makeup. I always get like a little bit of mascara on my lid, so I just wait for it to dry, completely dry, and then you just take a Q-tip. It comes right off. Super easy. Okay guys, this is the completed look. 5 minutes, not bad. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun and helpful, and if nothing else, I hope it inspires you to have some fun with your makeup even if you only have 5 minutes. There is always time to add a little sparkle. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below how long does it take you to do your makeup. If you're doing like a speed routine, how long? Like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 minutes? Or if you don't do makeup, how long do you think it should take? If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and I will see you next week in a brand new video. All right, have a great day everyone, bye!